Where Winds Meet, Qinghe Kaifeng Character Combat Power Rankings. Who is the strongest boss? Lucky 17. He was a boy with intellectual disabilities. He made a pact with Emperor Chai Rong. When he finished forging 10,000 swords, Chai Rong would return victorious from his campaigns. Unfortunately, Chai Rong fell ill and passed away mid-campaign. Refusing to accept this truth, Lucky 17 became nearly deranged in his belief that the emperor would return once his sword-forging task was complete. Though physically powerful, his intellectual limitations left him with poor combat techniques. Overall rating, B-. Mu Rong Yuan of Jinming Pond, birth name, Li Yuan. Her father Li Yun was a general of the former dynasty. Learning of Big Zhao usurpation of the throne, Li Yun planned to raise an army in rebellion. He sent his daughter Li Yuan to be adopted by Murong Yangzhao and his son Li Shoujie to Big Zhao as a hostage, intending for his son to be killed. However, Big Zhao spared Li Shoujie. Consumed by jealousy over what he perceived as his father's favoritism toward his sister, Li Shoujie deliberately lied to Murong Yuan, claiming Murong Yangzhao had murdered their father. Filled with resentment, Murong Yuan imprisoned Murong Yangzhao. She studied mechanical contraptions under the Mohist school, later returning to build the massive warship for campaigns against southern states. Yet Murong Yuan hated the endless warfare, coupled with her grudge against the Song dynasty for her father's death. She ultimately burned the warship to the ground. She possessed a diverse set of skills, with martial arts being just one facet of her abilities. Endowed with exceptional talent, Murong Yuan ranks among the top 3 bosses in terms of appearance and move design. Martial power rating, B. Jiang Ye. He was born into a wealthy family and befriended Shen Yiluan in his early years. When his act of aiding Shen Yiluan was discovered by Shen's elder brother, Zheng Yi's entire family was slaughtered. This tragedy turned him to darkness, and he imprisoned Shen Yiluan afterward. With the help of Han Xiangxuan, he eventually swapped faces with Shen Yiluan. His combat prowess relied heavily on the poisonous flowers. He controlled a double-edged sword that dealt equal harm to both enemies and himself. Overall rating, B. Dao Lord. After the passing of the previous Dao Lord, the title was taken up by 3 children in disguise. Unsurprisingly, their combat strength was far from formidable. However, the trio excelled in lightness skills and displayed decent teamwork. Despite occasional bickering mid-fight, their squabbles like "it's all your fault" could often be heard. To give these young ones an encouraging nod. Their overall rating is B. Other bosses such as the River Lord, the God of Avarice, and Yuanshan lack clear weaknesses but also have no standout killing moves. Since they have no recorded battles against Qinghe-based characters to allow cross-verification of their strength, all are rated B. Yidao. He was the first character in the game who could one-shot the protagonist. Orphaned at a young age with his elder brother also dying early, Yidao specialized in dissecting and mastering martial arts from various schools. After mastering a style, he would challenge its originators, leaving him covered in scars from countless duels. His fighting style was aggressive and ferocious, yet tempered with unexpected subtlety. However, he was defeated by Qian Ye during a major battle against the Oriat Pavilion. Though Yi Dao was previously ambushed and injured by the protagonist, a truly masterful warrior should not be harmed by common soldiers. Even at full strength, he would likely still fall to Qian Ye. Overall rating, A. Han Xiangxuan. Her martial arts focused on agility and grace. With peerless lightness skills and deadly accuracy with willow leaf throwing darts, she could instantly kill a dancing horse performer with a single dart. Yet her abilities had a ceiling that prevented her from reaching S rank. 3 years prior, a banquet was held at the Spring and Autumn Villa to delay her, but she saw through the ruse. She then engaged Chu Qingchuan in a fierce duel that raged all the way to the Taiping Bell Tower, shattering the giant bell in the process. According to official promotional videos, Chu Qingchuan, knowing he was in the wrong, never drew his sword, holding back a significant portion of his strength during the fight. Overall rating, A. Chu Qingchuan. He was Han Xiangxuan's lover. Following his duel with Han Xiangxuan, he went undercover in Khitan territory, where he crossed paths with Yi Dao. Chu Qingchuan hunted Yi Dao 9 times, and the two were evenly matched in every confrontation. He eventually died in Blackwater City, his body swept away by the Yellow River. Given that Chu Qingchuan was the one who took the initiative to hunt Yi Dao repeatedly, it is inferred that he was slightly more powerful. Overall, He belongs to the same tier as Han Xiangshuan and Yidao. Overall rating, A. The Void King adopted by Li Zuo and Liu Qingyi, he remained undefeated in every battle until he faced Jiang Yan. Though the game labels him as a relatively weak level 62 boss, his flawless combat record in the lore more than justifies a higher rating. After being taken out of the glowing abyss by Li Zuo, the last emperor of the Tang dynasty, he served Li Zuo as a lethal, loyal weapon. Later, when Li Zuo founded the Oriat Pavilion, the Void King could have become Qian Ye's colleague if he had accompanied Li Zuo to the Jiangnan region. Overall rating, A+. Qian Ye. If there was one character in the game renowned for unparalleled talent and meticulous scheming, Qian Ye would be the undisputed top choice. Born an orphan displaced by war, he and his younger brother Tian Qi were taken in by Yang Thatian and worked as apprentices in his blacksmith shop. After witnessing the heroic feats of a Tianquan sect hero, he joined the sect. He later journeyed north to Khitan, where he obtained the Book of 10 Phases, a supreme martial arts manual catapulting his skills to new heights. Upon returning to Qinghe, he was discovered by Emperor Chai Rong and helped the emperor implement the Destroy Buddha statues to mint coins policy, raising military funds by melting down Buddhist sculptures. With Chu Qingchuan's assistance, he stole Han Xiangshuan's disguise manual, then infiltrated southern Tang alone to assassinate the Khitan envoy, thwarting the conspiracy of a joint Khitan-Southern Tang attack on Song. Unfortunately, he was trapped in southern Tang for 3 years, presumably unable to break Qian Ye's formations. He later persuaded Jiang Yan to come out of seclusion, and the pair fought their way out of southern Tang together. Back in Qinghe, they encountered Jiang Yan's adopted son, the game's protagonist. When the protagonist unleashed the nameless swordsmanship, Qian Ye immediately recognized him as the son of an old friend. He then faked his own death, adopted the alias Li Zhongdue, and infiltrated Khitan once more. He was the true protagonist of the Qinghe storyline, a legendary figure. However, due to his 3-year entrapment by Qian Ye's formations, needing Jiang Yan's help to escape, his rating is capped at S-. Jiang Yan, the protagonist's adoptive father, he was taken in by General Wang Qing at a young age. Among all the general's adopted sons, Jiang Yan stood out for his extraordinary martial arts talent. He created the nameless swordsmanship and nameless spear technique on his own. Teaming up with Chen Zixi, the pair challenged renowned martial artists across the land and suffered almost no defeats, earning him the deep trust of General Wang Qing and the nickname Young General in the army. When Tian Ying was besieged by the Oriat Pavilion in southern Tang, Jiang Yan was the first person he thought to turn to. Their joint escape from southern Tang demonstrated that together, they could likely break Qian Ye's formations and defeat her. Overall rating, S. Qian Ye, the ultimate boss of the protagonist's starting village and the second-in-command of the Oriat Pavilion. In the final chapter, Quest of Kai Feng, the prince's book, it is highly implied that she was also the young master of the Liang family, the very family that adopted Han Xiangshuan and her younger brother years ago. The young master of the Liang family suffered from a terminal illness and intended to use the Han siblings as medical sacrifices to cure himself. Han Xiangshuan's younger brother sacrificed himself to save her. This explains why Qian Ye has both male and female forms. Her male form is presumably the reincarnation or manifestation of Han Xiangshuan's brother. In the game's closed beta settings, Qian Ye was explicitly written as Han Xiangshuan's younger brother before the lore was revised. Her weapon of choice was a scythe. She killed Yidao and Ruby, and even Han Xiangshuan, fully aware of her own limitations, dared not intervene to stop her. She trapped Tian Ying for 3 whole years. Unlike other characters who focused solely on martial arts, Qian Ye's greatest strength lay not in her combat skills, but in her illusory realms and formations. These 2 signature abilities secured her unshakable position at the apex of the power hierarchy. Overall rating, S++. Li Zuo. The game's ultimate villain. He was the last emperor of the Tang dynasty, who narrowly escaped being poisoned to death by a powerful minister in his childhood. After fleeing, he founded the Oriat Pavilion. Having raised an A+ tier warrior like the Void King and recruited an S+ tier powerhouse like Qian Ye into his ranks, Li Zuo's own strength must be absolutely terrifying. In the Battle of Zhongju Bridge, he used his dream puppet technique to kill General Wang Qing, single-handedly turning the tide of the war. By the time the protagonist was born, Li Zuo was already 70 years old, yet his physical condition was comparable to that of a 20-year-old man. It is highly probable that he had unlocked the secrets of the immortality worms in the glowing abyss, gaining eternal life for himself. Overrating SS.